All right, everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm going to be doing some book reviews. So, although the first book is Star Wars and I'm a Star Wars fan, the channel's not just going to be like reviewing Star Wars stuff. So, the first book that I'm going to review, I'm about 30 years too late, is Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. It came out in 1991. So I'm gonna read the summary and then kind of give you my synopsis. I'll try not to spoil anything. I know that the book is not new by any means, but if you haven't read it and you're like me and like kind of want to get into it, I don't want to ruin the plot for you or ruin the results for you. So this takes place 5 years after the Death Star was destroyed. Darth Vader and the Emperor are defeated. The galaxy is struggling to heal the wounds of war. Princess Leia and Han Solo are married and expecting twins. Luke becomes the first in a long-awaited line of new Jedi Knights. However, thousands of light years away, the last of the Emperor's warlords, Grand Admiral Thrawn, has taken command of the shattered Imperial fleet, readied it for war, and pointed it at the fragile heart of the New Republic. For the Star Warrior has made two vital discoveries that could destroy everything the courageous men and women of the Rebel Alliance fought so hard to create. Now, this book is kind of interesting because it's canon to me, but it's technically not canon. But Andor just came out season 2, so if you put, kind of Andor and Rogue One, kind of like building the rebellion, you see everything that they work. I think it makes the original trilogy hit a little bit harder because they clearly work really hard and it requires a lot of sacrifice just to get to where A New Hope is. So there's a couple of characters in this. I kind of thought that it was just going to be about Thrawn. I don't know why. I think maybe because this is the series where he's introduced. But that being said, it's not. So we have Thrawn and Admiral Pelion, or not Admiral Pelion are kind of, oh no, he is a captain, are kind of together on Thrawn's ship, the Chimera, and Pelion is like really used to the Darth Vader kind of killing everybody that fails, and Thrawn is a much different approach, kind of learning from failures, and he's very tactically sound. He's able to think ahead. So the whole time the rebellion is like, they have plants, but some of the stuff is really just him using his intuition to be a formidable foe. Like, he's very well written. He's very he just has a great intellect, I'll say. Luke is also part of this, obviously, Luke Skywalker, and he's really struggling with, like, what am I supposed to do? I can't talk to Ben Kenobi anymore. I can't talk to Yoda anymore. I'm kind of alone, and I'm supposed to maybe rebuild the Jedi Order. Like, what's going on? So he's kind of has his own internal struggles a little bit, because you can't forget he doesn't have the Jedi Order bringing him up. This is, like 30 years or 40 years, something like that, after Order 66. So there is no one to teach him anything. As far as he knows, the last Jedi, other than him, Ben Kenobi, is dead. But that leads me into my next characters, Leia and Han. So Leia is pregnant with twins. Luke's like, oh, I'm trying not to spoil too much here, but thinking that they're going to be force sensitive. Han is trying to deal with being kind of a straight shooter now. Very much was crucial in the rebellion, and now that they're trying to build this rebuild, we'll call it an empire, that's what it is, but not really, but rebuild the galactic Senate, more or less. They're, he's struggling between keeping Leia alive and a bunch of other, kind of a little bit with himself. Then we also have the smugglers in this are Mara Jade and Talon Karrde. Now, if you saw the Solo movie, they do introduce Mara Jade not like well. So she has this like kind of shady backstory, and she just got promoted to Talon Card's second in command. Now, Talon Card is like the guy. So in all of the underworld, he's like number one. So he is kind of trying to play not too much with the rebellion, or he's trying not to play ball too much with the rebellion or the Imperials. Just kind of like not really wanting to commit, so he can kind of have freedom of movement. He doesn't want to get caught into one or the other. So he's trying to. He's not being an arms dealer, but he's trying to deal to both sides without getting caught up in it. And his character is very sharp. He's on it, but Mara has this weird affliction towards like trying to kill Luke. Like she needs to kill Luke. Something happened that they keep referencing, and I won't really go into detail too much, but she feels like she lost her entire life and it's Luke's fault, and she's got to kill him. So at some point in the story, her and Luke get kind of in a dual survival situation, and she's forced to choose between, I can't protect us both, but I can't give him any weapons. So what, like, she's like kind of trying to maneuver around that. It's very interesting. I'm trying not to spoil anything, which is really hard. And then kind of in the background, you have Admiral Akbar, Mon Calamari, and I should have wrote it down, but I can't remember his name. But essentially, he's a Bothan. So I would assume a lot of Bothan spies died to obtain the Death Star plans. So he is a very prominent figure. He's also like a general, and he's becoming a lot more popular and kind of pinning people against Admiral Akbar. So like, meanwhile, they're trying to figure out how to deal with this menace that is out there wrecking all of their lives. Like, while they're trying to build a rebellion, you have someone kind of out at the edge of the space, like working on rebuilding the Empire, which they don't even really know about him. They just know things are going wrong, and they don't know why. And where was I going? Oh, and then now you kind of in the background have this, I don't want to say a civil war, but like you are starting to get two factions between the Mon Calamaris, which is Admiral Akbar's group, and the Bothans and the general whose name I can't remember, and I should have wrote it down. Sorry about that. I'll do better next time. And so it feels like they have their hands in too many, kind of pockets, or they drop too many pots on the fire. Kind of hard to talk on the camera, and they can't even really control themselves, So it's interesting. I'm not gonna give ratings. I don't think. I'll just give like a recommend or don't recommend. And if I DNF'd or did not finish, I'll let you know. I kind of want to do like a first 100 pages and then kind of where the book goes and how I thought of it. Because if I'm be honest with you, if I can't get through the first like couple chapters, if it's a slog, I'm probably not going to finish the book. But that's it. Anyway, Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn. I highly recommend, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. If you're not a Star Wars fan, I don't know why you read the book anyway. It's very good. I mean, if you just like the original trilogy and don't really care about Star Wars that much, this is like a really good, at least from the first book, Heir to the Empire. It's very good setting of the stage as far as what happens after Return of the Jedi. So thanks for watching this long. Let me know in the comments if you read the book and what you thought of it. I know obviously I missed stuff. I'm trying not to spoil things, but next book I'm gonna review is another one I'm super late on because I was a fucking child when it came out. It's gonna be the first book in the Game of Thrones series. That'll probably be uploaded sometime next week. I'm gonna try and do one a week. So. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.